Good morning. I'm coming to you from our studio this morning because I've had a lot of folks, particularly when I get to quilt shows, ask me where I get my fabrics and what I do when I can't find the perfect fabric. And the thing is, a lot of times it's hard to find the perfect fabric for a sample based on its size, based on its shape, for a variety of reasons. This is the pattern I'm working on right now. It doesn't have a name. But as you can see, I found that I liked, it's a tall, thin, basically a cell phone bag. And it works really well with vertical prints. And I like, as you know, I like to use the fabric creatively on the side. This is all from the same piece of fabric except for this bias trim. And I thought if I could find another couple of samples like this, fabric samples, I could make another sample along these lines to show people how you can creatively use your fabric and not have to buy 2 and 3 different kinds of fabric, maybe even something from your stash to go along with what your vision is for a particular bag. So I've been on a quest to find other vertical, stripy kind of prints that would work with this bag. And I really love this poppy fabric that I found. But then when I got it home, I realized there's some limitations about using this fabric. So let me show you what I've decided to do, or what I'm still murmuring and brewing around in my head for how I can reconcile, how I can make this work for how I want it to work. Does that make sense? So with that in mind, I'm going to take a break and reposition the phone, so the camera, so that you can see what I have in mind, what my various choices are. Okay, so here's my 3 pattern pieces that I need to work with. This is the main bag. And as you can see, we've got some little limitations here. This stripe is bleeding out into the edge of the bag, which I really don't have a problem with because I thought I could use, when I saw this fabric online, of course, it's so hard to find a fabric store near me. I was thinking these stripes were wider so that I could use them for the wall of the bag, which is this area right here, and the zipper panel, which is right next to here, so everything could bleed together and it would look great. But look at what I've got here. See, it's a good deal wider. Some of this poppy is going to be bleeding out, and there's going to be a lot of black. If I'm going to use this stripe, I would rather have it be edge to edge, like that. And I could make this work with a little creative fussy cutting. For example, I could combine 2 of these stripes in the center, so it's the red on the edge of the bag combined, and it goes out to yellow, and out to red. So if you can picture this stripe about twice as wide as it is, that could work. And it certainly would work for the zipper panel, which every bit of this fits in to the zipper panel, except for, a little bit of black that's going to be out into the seam anyway. It's not going to show. And especially if I have the yellow down the center, which is about, as you can see, if I take this off, it's going to be easier for you to see. The zipper panel only covers one side of the zipper, and I could place this yellow right about the center of the wall, which is where the yellow would be in the wall. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, that's one option. And then I thought, well, maybe there's another way I could go. And I found this in my stash. Isn't it amazing what you can find in your stash? I found this. And it's a green print. You'd have to use your imagination a little here, which I like doing. So if you can imagine this, You know, and there is some blue out in these flowers. I'm not sure why. Let me put it here where you can see it better. This is some Brazilian fabric that I picked up one year at market. And I used it on a couple of tandem day packs. I love it. It has a real luxurious feel to it. But I'm thinking, if you can not see this, let me put this down here. So just picture this on the, and see, I would use this for the wall. And as you can see, it's fine. This is on a fold. Anything extraneous that I'm not interested in would be out into the seam. And I could use it for the zipper panel. The only problem with using this is that I would still have to take care of this red stripe that's going down on each side of the bag, which I would not want next to this. So if I want to make it all black, I got two choices. I can just make it be black with some black fabric. The only problem is black is not as easy to match as you think, and it might be noticeable in a way that I'm not happy about. But another thing I could do is fold this fabric. Let me show you. I could fold this fabric like so, and make a seam. And just sew it right there, or maybe a little out into the yellow because that would be in the seam. And then what you would end up with is basically an extended section of black. It's not cooperating with me. I should press it to show you. In this way, if anything in the pattern piece bled out into the area here, it would be stuff that would go automatically with it. And actually, I'd have more black than I'm showing. If I fold this correctly, at any rate, I think you see what I'm saying. That way the black would match. I think the seam that I would create would be rather unnoticeable, given the stunning way it's going to match. That's kind of like that. So that's another option. So my question is, which do you favor? If it was you, which do you think option would make the best and most striking bag? And I'll let you tell me in the comments. And in the meantime, just wait and see, and I'll show you what I choose. Okay? Thanks a bunch. Have a great day. Bye.